Happy New Year, folks. Here are 3 breaking cybersecurity stories that you need to know about. First off, I want to talk about Honey, a little browser extension that saves money and finds coupon codes while you shop. Yeah, that's the one. 17 million people have downloaded this. Hell, even Mr. Beast and Linus Tech Tips were promoting this. Basically, every YouTuber your kids have watched have at least at one time told them to install the Honey app on every computer in the house, from mom's laptop to dad's desktop, little Timmy's gaming rig. Everybody gets Honey, right? So check this out. In 2020, PayPal looked at this coupon finding browser extension and said, we're going to give you $4 billion. Yeah, with a B, folks, billion. That's more than Google paid for YouTube. Let me repeat, PayPal paid more for a coupon extension than Google paid for the entire video platform that now runs the internet. Why? Well, it turns out it's not about coupons, folks. It's about the data. Because while you thought Honey was helping you save a couple bucks on pizza, it's actually helping build PayPal a God's eye view of your entire shopping life. What you buy, when you buy it, how much you're willing to pay, which sites you're going to. They basically bought a high-tech surveillance operation dressed up as a helpful shopping buddy. But here's where it gets really weird, okay? According to a bombshell investigation, Honey wasn't just watching, it was stealing from you, from creators, and small businesses alike, folks. For years, Honey told you it was scanning the web for coupon codes. What they didn't tell you was that they were scanning you, scraping your private checkout sessions for things like employee discount codes, friends and family discounts, and only asking for your consent only after they'd already shipped that data off to the servers. But wait, there's still more, folks. Remember your favorite YouTubers that told you about some cool product and dropped their referral codes? Yeah, Honey was stealing from them too, through this delightful system called Selective Stand Down. Honey's code would literally detect if you were a regular user or somebody trying to test their system. And if the coast was clear, only then would it override the creator's affiliate link with another one and then pocket the money. Oh yeah, and small businesses, yeah, they got the shakedown too. Honey allegedly dragged 150,000 stores into their platform without their consent, leaking their internal discount codes. And when business owners were begging to be removed, Honey would reportedly say, sure, but you got to join our affiliate program and pay us first. This is classic extortion here, folks. Honey now faces over 20 class action lawsuits for wiretapping, hacking, and unjust enrichment. But hey, you saved $6 on that sushi order, so totally worth it, right? I don't know. My advice to you folks is uninstall Honey, or don't, I don't care, I'm not your mother. Just know that the only thing that's getting a sweet deal here is PayPal, okay? Moving on to our next story, takes us to New York City, where Mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani is being sworn in. The city will be hosting a public block party, and everybody's invited. So bring a hat, bring snacks, bring your smartphone, but for the love of God, don't bring a Raspberry Pi or a flipper, folks. Apparently nothing says clear and present danger quite like a single board designed for students and hobbyists. So the official prohibited list items reads like someone Googled hacker device, panicked, and then just started naming brand names. I get it. Explosives, absolutely. Weapons, obviously. Drones, all that makes sense. But right there with all of that is the Raspberry Pi and Flipper Zero. 2 devices specifically named. Not categories, mind you, but actual brand names, as if somehow they're the equivalent to pipe bombs. Now, I get it, okay? The Flipper Zero here is described as like the Swiss Army knife of hacking tools. It can interact with all sorts of things like RFID, NFC, and tons of different wireless signals, okay? I can almost see the logic in that if you squint really hard and ignore the fact that, you know, your smartphone can do all of that and more. But, I mean, the Raspberry Pi, I mean, it's just a general purpose computer. It powers art installations, hobbyist projects, accessibility devices, and even some LED light displays at celebrations. In fact, Tom's Hardware specifically guarantees there will be a Raspberry Pi powering some sort of device inside the event. The irony is just, you know. And here's where it gets like truly absurd. Laptops, they're not banned. Smartphones, they're not banned. Oh yeah, you know the devices that are in literally everybody's pockets that are exponentially more powerful than a Raspberry Pi? Yeah, those can run the same penetration testing tools, actually even easier. Modern laptops can run Kali or Parrot, and smartphones can run all sorts of other, distros like NetHunter. Legitimate security and hacking tools used by professionals and hackers alike. Yeah, it's okay to bring those, but don't bring your Raspberry Pi because that would be just terrible, right? So yeah, leave that educational computer board at home, you dangerous hacker, you. And while you're at it, this is kind of funny. Your Arduino, technically allowed. Your ESP32 development board, come on in. Hell, even the Wi-Fi Pineapple pager, yeah, why not? As long as it's not a Raspberry Pi or a Flipper Zero, you can go straight in. So when reached for comment why these specific devices were banned, the Mayor-elect's team provided nothing. No explanation, no threat assessment, no reasoning whatsoever. Just don't bring it, I expect this level of transparency to continue into the rest of Mamdani's term, and that's not Mamdani's fault. That's just how bureaucracy and politics work in the U.S., I guess. So my advice to you is this, folks. Don't rock the boat. Don't bring in tech they're explicitly told to restrict. Don't be that guy, okay? Meanwhile, the person next to you will be filming the entire event in 4K on their iPhone, which, again, has more computing power than the entire Apollo moon landing. But sure, the Raspberry Pi and the Flipper, those are the real threats here. Okay, I have our last story for you today, one of the last CVEs of 2025. It's 14847, affectionately nicknamed MongoBleed. It's a critical vulnerability that's been quietly leaking your database secrets since May of 2017. Yeah, that's right, folks. For 8 years, one of the world's most popular databases has been hemorrhaging uninitialized heap memory, and nobody noticed. Well, nobody except the attackers who probably figured this out years ago, and only now are they watching the security community scramble. So let's set the stage here, folks. MongoDB is a widely used NoSQL database that powers everything from fintech to healthcare systems. It's incredibly flexible, it scales horizontally, and apparently it's been exposing plain text passwords, API keys, and other sensitive customer data to anybody who knows how to ask in the right way. No authentication required, no credentials needed. Just point, click, and collect your free secrets. I don't want to get overly technical here, but the vulnerability lives in MongoDB's zlib compression handling. It turns out by sending specially crafted compressed messages with inconsistent length fields, an attacker can trick MongoDB into returning chunks of uninitialized heap memory. It's just like the famous trash can file in the movie Hackers, right? You could also think of it like dumpster diving and finding somebody's diary, except the dumpster is your production database and the diary contains your entire customer list. This is also where it gets kind of fun and maybe a bit petty, okay? You know who coined the term MongoBleed? Well, that would be Joe Desimone, the tech lead for security over at Elastic. The company that directly competes with MongoDB. Yeah, he released a proof of concept exploit and named it Heartbleed, or he named it MongoBleed after Heartbleed, the infamous OpenSSL vulnerability from 2014. So after confirming active exploitation in the wild, CISA has indeed added this to their known exploited vulnerabilities list. So if your MongoDB instance was internet exposed with zlib compression and enabled, let's be honest, it probably was. Congratulations, you've probably been scanned at a minimum. Another thing here is that this attack comes in loud and proud, okay? It's not subtle in the least, and it's easy to detect. Most organizations should be able to detect legitimate MongoDB traffic versus attack traffic, at least. So what now? What do? MongoDB Atlas customers got automatically patched, so they're fine. They don't need to do anything. But if you're self-hosting, you're on your own, folks. You need to upgrade. And if you can't upgrade due to the fact that you're running some ancient legacy version from 2017, well, MongoDB's official workaround is to disable zlib compression. So now you get to choose speed or security. Pick one. You can't have both. All right? So that concludes today's stories. This is Andy Thompson signing off, and Happy New Year.